kwa sababu sisi ni wangwana. Sisi kitu hatupendi ni usaliti. Ukitusaliti tutakuchukia. Na yule alisaliti William Ruto na hakuwa mtoto wetu, lakini tukaona ni mbaya kwa sababu hatupendi usaliti. Tukasema huyu mumesaliti, huyu munaangaisha, huyu munadharau, huyu ndio tutainua, ndio tuoneshe nyinyi hatupendi usaliti. Na hiyo tukafanya. Na pale sisi tuko kwa President William Ruto, tunangoja siku hii inakuja tumalize.
The problem is when you come from, sorry to attack you, not to say it. If you're coming from Mount Kenya, you don't see anything. If Ruto goes to church, you don't see. Now that's the problem from Mount Kenya people. And the thing has went to your hearts.
Umeona venye opposition inafanya mambo huko. Is Ruto safe by the way?
For us, I think with the situation it is, Ruto looks more confident, stable. In terms of peace, laughing, humbleness. You know, Kenyans see what you're lakini when we are at home, ile kidogo yetu.
That's in fact my next question I was to ask about that. Don't you feel it's ironical whereby outside Kenya Ruto is shining, he's the lion, but when he comes back people are fighting him. Okay, what's not happening kabisa?
So when is our president,
yes,
we get emotioned, we want quick things to happen, we want all 60 years problem led by Kenyatta, land problems.
For him to fix all of them.
For him to fix food.
This is Dove Podcast, crafting stories, building brands.
Hi folks, kama kawaida, thank you so much for continuing staying with us. You're watching Dove Podcast. We normally say that this is the number one podcast, not only in Mombasa, but countrywide. And today I'm so pleased to have here our able director, also is a political analyst, na pia ni leader here in Mombasa na pia countrywide. Karibu sana director.
Asante sana.
Pleasure to have you today here.
Thank you. For those who have missed us for a while, and for our new viewers, welcome back to our show. We really digest politics, business, and anything that is interest to the society.
Sure.
I welcome you all to our episode.
Director, it has been a minute. The last time we were here, it was about 2 weeks ago. A lot has been going through the country. Currently, we are experiencing that there's these rumors about Raila health condition. No. How can you comment on that?
I think for someone's health, it's a top priority. For a Raila's stature, for him being sick, we don't wish him bad. Every human being is wished for good health, recovery, but due to his age, anything can be possible. But rumors are rumors. We let us treat them as rumors. But in the event or he's sick, we wish him a quick recovery. And in the event it's a normal checkup because of his age and because what he did for us, the stress he underwent, the tortures he underwent during the Moise era.
Sure.
I think it can be given a pocket of truth. But in the event, there's also some misinformation about him being just...
people, they were saying that he's disappearing from politics. Okay, he's using that allegation to disappear from politics. Is that true? I mean, it's just an allegation.
No, with Raila's stature and Raila's personality, he can't disappear easily due to the inheritance or it's called succession politics. In Kenya's major political parties, it's led by personality cults. Like Ruto leads the Rift Valley, then we have Kashagwa, we have Raila. Kenyan's politics is not about more of agendas or political things, but more of personality cult. The event ODM, Raila is not with ODM, or he leaves ODM, it's a shell party, it's just a skeleton. So the person who makes the party where it is, or the party's brand is with Raila.
Okay.
So in Kenya's politics, the cult of personality is the issue. The moment the personality goes, people will scramble for the party. And ODM is a big party, and there are people who are waiting, Raila's.
Okay.
We don't wish him the bad, but the event he lives,
there's
the side of Kina Babu Awino, kuna this side of Kina Wanga. Everyone will want to look like, but they can't wear the Raila's shoes. So Raila is the uniting factor. And he was part of all governments that happened here in Kenya, mostly the late from Moi until to this government. Raila knows how to join a government.
Okay.
He's an engineer.
Okay. Now, as we dig deeper, have you seen the opposition movement? Umeona venye opposition inafanya mambo huko. Is Ruto safe by the way?
For us, I think with the situation it is, Ruto looks more confident, stable to me. Yes, if you ask me, because to those ones, to him, they're just making hot air, just bragging about how
You're saying it's just a hot
but
air.
their agenda is supposed to be what things do they have for us as
Yes.
Kenyans? What can they offer to us? What Raila Ruto said, issue of Barbara, any other things that more politician. But now the issue is Ruto must go. Go
Yes.
where? That's now the
Okay,
question.
that's their first
Ruto-
agenda,
that's,
whereby.
that's not an agenda for the
But
the voters. Voters don't
taking
want
Ruto home, it's an agenda
No.
according to the opposition, because
that
they
is-
just feel that Ruto has not delivered to the way that Kenyans they wanted for him to deliver.
know-
So taking Ruto home, it's the first agenda according to the opposition.
To me, that is a misplaced priority. You know, what happened to Libya? If I relate back, what happened to Libya was removing Gaddafi. But they never had a plan for the country. What gets today, what are they crying? They're crying for Libya. They're crying for under Gaddafi. Yes, they say the Western media, he was tortured. That was a lie. The Gaddafi could offer free education. It was even a European country could not match what Libya was getting. If a child was born, I think certain amount of money was deposited to his account. If they go to abroad, any university was paid, medical was covered, because he was using the natural resources of the country to give back. But for Arabian countries and the Middle Eastern, a leader rules more than 50, 60. It's part of their culture. So sometimes people are mistaken, because of democracy. Now Libya is eating democracy.
Well, okay.
Yes, so the point is,
Yes.
I'm coming back to Gachagua, I'm coming back to Ruto.
No.
Ruto
And-
must, no, let me come to my point.
Yes.
Ruto must go is a headless agenda.
Yes.
They should come with a plan.
Uh-huh.
If yes, Ruto, we are going to remove, we are going to do electricity here, we are going to do this, but all of them, Ruto must stand down, Ruto must go.
I want
It's
to
a childish
before
behavior.
before you answer, I want you to combine all those answers to this one. You have said that maybe for them they don't have the agenda. I want to use a good example of Traore from Burkina Faso. You know that man got into power through coup. And now he is performing to an extent, and he's the best president in Kenya. Don't you feel that after they have removed Ruto, maybe they will perform in the future?
No. These all faces, I know. These ones. This is Sura Ngumungumu, but we are seeing. No, they can't, and we know them. Because all fossils are being refueled. They are being recycled. So, it's, we know, under the vice president, Kalonzo, we know him.
Yes.
Yes, what type of a leader? To us, sometimes, to others, he's a weak leader. To others, he's a strong.
What do you
tool.
mean by saying he's a weak leader?
Not in terms of he's not grabbing, he's not getting that momentum. You know, for Kenyan president to be a president in Kenya,
Sure.
you must be tough, you must be go-getter, but he's just polite, cool. But I'm not here to offend anyone, but the way people are seeing him. So to get a president, he thinks he's going to be delivered under a plate. For the case of Traore,
Sure.
Traore, what did he overthrow? A bad government. From there's another general who took 8 months before him. You
Yes.
know history there.
Yes.
He was his boss. The border was porous. The terrorists were attacking. So the country was, and then it was pro-colonial under French ties.
Yeah, sure.
But this guy had an agenda with another captain so that they want to change totally. So, you know, we don't advocate for military moves in our countries, but they had a real agenda, and that is a good heart like Gaddafi, the way he had for African. So he's pro-African. But for Ruto, he's really trying his best. A country was messed up by certain people from certain region for the last 40 to 50 years. I'm sorry to say Kihoro. I'm just going point. But now, the same old people who are having status quo don't want Ruto. Yes, Ruto has he has his weaknesses. Yes, the government has a lot of questions to answer. But in the face value, he's really trying his best. But the guys who want to replace him, Ruto must go. Ruto, he will not go. He is in Africa. And they say Africa is Ruto is business. So by removing Ruto with just shouting, it will not help. Let them have a plan, a solid plan that we buy. Personally, I'm undecided currently between Ruto and this opposition. Who is going to convince my vote who I'm going to vote? I'm not I'm not defending Ruto here. Most of my argument, but I'm seeing the other side.
You don't see the best person who can replace Ruto. That's your point.
Theirs is just to attack in the morning,
Yes.
like Gachagua. He wakes up in the morning until evening, it's just Ruto. Because as if they are Peter. And Gachagua told us that this is a shares government, they have invested, so they must eat. So all of them are hyenas because they want to eat this money. At the same time, they go and borrow, and then we pay. So we're all in the same hole. But Ruto, in the first phase, he has tried more than Uhuru and Kibaki combined. So
Okay.
the way I'm seeing, in 10 years' time, if Ruto, and God allows, the last 5 years, he should not, if he does not misbehave or redo what Uhuru did
Yes.
of handshake and then slandering and eating the whole country, I see Ruto doing something great, but I'm corrected. Second term determines what phase will he come up with.
Okay.
But
The other day he
for
was
winning, he's going to win, inshallah.
Okay, the other day he was abroad during the UN meeting,
Yeah.
and he made a very nice speech. In fact, people were saying Ruto is the president of Africa.
Yes.
Is Ruto the president of Africa? Do you feel he's uniting Africa? Or it's just a hypocritical
You know, it's like
play?
an analogy of a husband and a wife.
Yes.
When they're at home, there's neither peace nor stability at home. Then neither there's war nor peace. In the middle, lukewarm. Like, you know, he's our president. Yes, we know Rigathi. We know where he came from, struggles he underwent. He has a mountain to climb here in Kenya because the media is against him. You know, Ruto is the only president, unlike Uhuru. Uhuru no one was opposing him in terms of media. But Ruto, anything he does, the media is there to question. We know, we are aware. Standard headlines are there every morning. So Ruto is the most scrutinized president. He's on the front line of the media.
Sure.
So he can't do anything. So to him, it shows that he's tolerant even to the media because of the Kenyan law. But when we go outside, he's pro-Africanist. He feels he's not more of a Western country, but there's a time he was just, although he was looking for our interest, a Kenyan interest, to be with the Chinese, at the same time to be with American president, former President Biden, to Washington. He went there, you know, he's welcomed. That's a way. You know, Africa wants to be noticed around the world. They want to have a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. So to a person to champion, and Kenya's economy is really growing. It is an English-speaking country, well-respected worldwide in terms of athletes, in terms of everything. Kenya and South Africa are the first two countries the West chooses here in Africa. Why? Because of I think the background in English, the stability, and the great people of Kenya. Kenyans are well-known around the world. He's one of the best people around in the world. Kenyans in terms of peace loving, humbleness. You know, Kenyans see what you're lakini when we're at home,
in fact, my next question I was to ask about that. Don't you feel it's ironical whereby outside Kenya Ruto is shining, he's the lion, but when he comes back, people are fighting him. Okay, what's not happening, Kabisa?
So when he's our president,
yes,
we get emotioned. We want quick things to happen. We want all 60 years problem led by Kenyatta, land problems.
For him to fix all of them.
For him to fix food.
Okay.
That's called now thinking with emotions. But if we come to logic, the guy, given time, is going to deliver. He's doing his best, to my opinion. I'm a human being. I may be wrong, but whatever I see a totally different opposite
But which time does he need? And time is moving. Mr. Mohammed, next year we are going to campaign. So
no, there's this saying Kenyan is stupidity ya kuwa hakuna kazi. During Kenyatta's time babako hakuwa na kazi. Your father never had a work. Your aunt never had a work. Now you want Ruto to give your father or your son.
But okay, why was he promising? You know, if you know you cannot deliver something, why don't you even promise?
No,
he
was
could not even promise.
And now he's looking at outlets. Why? Kenyans, you know, Africa's problem is youth explosion. Yeah. We have talented youth, educated, but we don't have job creation problem. Yes, because of we are not manufacturing countries. Kenya is just importers. And we are more of importers
than exporting.
Exporting.
Okay.
So what does that show? We are giving others jobs. When Chinese products bring here, they are manufactured and finished there. All the companies that are manufacturing are giving back the labor to that country. So the moment we back at home, we fixed our electricity. We can have a huge reserves of electricity. People can manufacture in Kenya because now lack of electricity is the major cause in Africa. You shida nyingi ni electricity bill. When we want to produce, mass produce these microphones, will require a factory. It will consume a lot of electricity. Now if the electricity cost it's high, another person who comes from Italy will import the same microphone at that of the fraction. People who, and then these outside countries, they dump products so that they disadvantage other. If you have intention of producing, they dump your product because they are covered their cost. Then they dump you, like milk, like other products. Western countries, the agricultural base is covered by this what you call. Subsidizing. You know, other countries, they subsidize products so that when they are dumped in other country, you disadvantage. It's like now currently here in Coast, the fish industry. All the fish we are consuming naturally now are coming from China. I don't know how China became it's because they are sitting around our shores. They get small permits and license from the coastal. Then our coastal people who are just having small doors and small boats, they can't go deep ocean because of they don't have the resource. They don't have. If they go with big machines, the fuel cost is high. But to them, they have tankers and a processing ship within the ship, within the sea.
Yes.
Hapo inasipiwa, that ship is covered the cost, they will be paid something, the workers inside are Chinese, then the moment they bring you, you can't compete, they will outshine you. Even paka omena sikizo wanataka kuletea Chinese will bring, as long as something is here in Kenya.
Na tuko naye Kenya.
Yes. Then the mother in Lake Victoria can't compete the Chinese who is importing, who is sitting along our coastal area, because he gives the government something small. They have trawlers. Trawlers are big machines. Zina fish hapo. In fact, even the rules of the ocean says that you should fish big fishes. The net is supposed to be big and wide so that the small ones can grow and reproduce. But what they do, even the small ones, with time, the ocean becomes less.
You know.
So I think they have those advantages. Who's giving the advantage? Their country. So that they want to dominate the whole around the world market. So if you are weak, unakanyago hapa.
Okay. My point was, Moha, you have explained it very well until tumeielewa. But my point was, if Ruto needs a lot of time, then nikumanisha saizi already angekuwa sha perform. Remember, when he was going into the government, he told us about, you have talked about the subsidy, and he told us that I'm now going to subsidize production, and not consumption as the President Ruto, President Uhuru used to do. But that thing is not working until now.
How?
Wapi?
Okay, what about agricultural? This
wapi? Mimi nimezaliwa Kitale, nimekuambia mahindi bado iko tu inakaa hivi.
You know, the problem is when you come from, sorry to attack you, not to say it. If you're coming from Mount Kenya, you don't see anything. If Ruto goes to church, you don't see. Now that's the problem from Mount Kenya people. And the thing has went to your hearts. Anything he's done, even from your media, from Citizen, owned by the mountain people, nothing good he does, no one sees. Even the agriculture you are carrying at your back and fielding, it's not seen. It's inexpensive. It was 7,500. Now it's 2,500. Hata kama kuna mwenzenu, or some of you are former vice president, huyu ambaye alitolewa, Kituli Mintili. Even ministers in Kenya, when you're given a docket, even people at their capacity will steal something. Inaweza letwa mzigo, yeye anafanya mchezo wa town. So I think the issue that's it's like you don't see it, because now currently you are based in towns. Wakati umetoka Kitale ndio nimepelekwa, acha nikwambie. Sasa wewe unaona iko ni vile tu umetoka wakati haijapelekwa. Si ndio?
Okay.
You know, your answer you should have but the facts are on the ground. It could have been, you know, this Kenyan media don't hide anything.
Yes.
Ingekuwa fake, ingekuwa that story is not there. But now, do you know that Mount Kenya, it is the highest time they're getting coffee best prices? Do you know that, or you don't know?
I don't.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Go and watch the news.
Okay.
Even Jeff Konanke was like, the moment he's saying Citizen, it's like, kitu kina wauma. Any good things are not said in Citizen.
Okay.
Sorry, okay, in this station that are on by pro opposition, opposition parties, opposition-led ideology. Anti-Ruto.
Yes.
But that time they're saying the cost of kahawa is almost 150. It doubled from 50 shilling to triple. It's like Mount Kenya people are enjoying their best time ever in terms of agricultural produce. But still, because he has now thrown away their son, anything cannot be seen.
Yes.
Paka wewe unauliza iko wapi?
I want you to advise now. How can you advise this opposition team? Anza na huyo Rigathi, enda huyo mwingine Eugene Wamalwa, sijui huyo wa Kisii, all of them, even Kalonzo Musyoka. How can you advise them?
These people are warming up. They want to play a football match, but they are warming up a tennis game. They want to go and play with Ruto in his league. They can't match him. But the moment even they go and wachukue tizi ya wapi, tennis, because the two things require two different things. Sindio? Sasa what they have ni kelele mingi, too much talk, too much bravado, nothing. At the same time, among them there is, unajua, among them there are implanted people there. So we'll see the last minute.
Who are those implanted people?
No, you never know. These are Kenyan. You know, Kenyan politics play that. At in the morning you're with someone, at night you are reporting to your boss.
So kuna hypocrites huko ndani wanamchukia
anywhere. Even that Kashagwa.
Yes.
At certain amount it's easy to buy him. Nothing. But anaangalia ground, akijua nikifanya hii, but Kenya anyone can be purchased like a day night. Politicians are there like good, it's like you hire them. So that Kalonzo sasa anajidaisha, akiangalia akiona mwisho mambo haiko ende
kwa serikali. But Kalonzo has been loyal even since time of Raila Odinga. You know, he has never betrayed.
The interest changes, but people change, but the interest is the common denominator is the interest. If their interest matches, they're together. If they're not, that Joho ambayo alikuwa anatukana Ruto sasa yuko wapi? ndio sultan anajenga hayo mambo ndio.
It's all about interest.
Siasa tusibebe kwa kifua. It's called politics. That's why it's called politics. Common interest must come. So if Kalonzo sees his interest here, ata inherit kwa president. Si atatoroka. If Raila could dodge this opposition how many times and still they want him or Ruto.
In fact, talking about Raila, the other day I heard here Mr. Ndekwe. He's one of our teachers in our school, sir. We were talking about, as we finish, we were talking about Raila. Raila, his people made a statement saying that for any clarification, listen to Baba speech. Listen to Baba speech. And Raila mwenyewe alisema he might raise a candidate comes 2027. Do you feel that Raila will support Ruto kabisa ama hii jamaa itafika 2027 amuruke?
You know, whether he supports or not, Ruto is the candidate. Okay. So far, we only know one candidate.
But you know Raila has numbers, huh?
However much, you know, this is politics. Ruto Pia is not a stupid. He already calculated. He's a professor of politics. Yeah. Among them all, and Raila is also smart. You know, sometimes in politics, you don't invest in the wrong investment, the wrong vehicle.
Yeah, sure.
So for Ruto, for Raila's investment, the best and surest bet is with Raila, with Ruto, because the guy is the powers is his hand. You know, when you are the president of the country, a lot of powers are with you. A lot of end games you can finish. You understand?
Yes.
Then going again is upright. If Moi, who was tired for 24 years, what walishindwa kudefeat, yani ikachukua sijui ufujo kila kitu na bado waliwashinda. What about Ruto, who's young, energetic, visionary, who can do the last round something magical? We never know. Something magical can come up.
Okay.
Yes, something.
So Ruto is just the best candidate according to...
No, for now, no. To me, but the rest are just talking. They wake up Ruto. They don't have a plan for us.
Okay.
They don't say that majani chai, chai ni 150, watapeleka 300. Exchange rate imemaintainiwa for all those years in a baki. All these things they are not saying.
But education
and
more lecturers was
Ruto
ruling.
must go. Gaddafi must go. We have had those slogans then. Gaddafi went. What else then?
What next?
What about Ruto? Is living?
After Ruto has lived, what next?
This country was under a shithole for the last 40 years to 60 years from certain regions, certain people.
Okay.
But now we see.
I think you're right.
The same people. I don't want now others to test it.
It's just an opinion, but I feel you're right. So it's upon now voters 2027 to know if they will vote the right thing.
I'll give you 1 week. You'll go and I'll sponsor. You go to Kitale.
Yes.
You see the fertilizer. I want you to carry at your back, and then you take photos so that you confirm. Because the moment you ran away from, you came to town, things are going on at the back.
Yeah? So you have said that Kitale says nikishuka hata sitapata vitu.
People from Kitale, you can comment if you are saying it. If mambo fertilizer is not there,
no, fertilizer it is there, but it is very expensive.
3.5 or 2.5.
Expecting it to be very cheap. You know, I'm expecting to buy like 3,000 or 2,000, but it is 6,000 per bag.
Now,
can you imagine?
Maybe black market or what?
No, the real market.
Imeenda juu
6,500. So imagine you are selling one bag of fertilizer 6,500, and yet the maize.
The last 2 years, do you have a pump harvest? Pump harvest, do you have it?
In Kitale, no?
No,
Kitale?
no.
Yes.
The last 2 years
Yes.
after Ruto took over.
Yes.
What is the harvest in Kenya? It has shot rapidly. Ushaisikia farmer in
But
China?
it is because of climate change.
The people of mountain. So wakati wa uhuru ilikuwa kuna climate change. Ilikuwa imekauka. You Central Kihoro, Daniel Torochich Kihoro, ama Daniel Kihoro. Your name we say it, but anyway, it's your stand. Our stand is also sorry again. Yes.
Let's talk about now the Gen Z registration, whereby I've had oppositions they're saying that most of the young people they should register. At the same time, President Ruto said the same thing. How can you talk about that?
It's a politics. You know, when Ruto was saying Gen Zs, these are just, yes, they're existing, but 80 to 70% who's going to vote are the elderly or the old-fashioned people, because the Gen Zs are ever busy. Always I say they're ever busy. They're not interested in voting. I remember, I don't know how many times you voted, Mwinyi is here. It's rare. That day you see it, it's a waste, kwenda kupigia. Unless 200 someone is offering you 500 shilling, ndio kutoe kwa nyumba, ndio usimame foleni, ama? It's rare. It's not fashionable for young people to go and vote. But maybe 2027, it will determine.
But there's this allegation that the process it is very slow. Yes. Whereby, do you feel is a karata? Is it a game that they don't want most of the young people to register so that 2027 we take that giant?
We don't have to see our strategy. Maybe it can be. But the end justifies the beginning, and Ruto must win. That's it.
The Ruto must win is the hashtag.
So tupichi series sasa acha tuone hiyo osmosis iende pole pole.
Some people that been,
and then the easiest people, the people of country, unajua bado hawajui digital, hawajui Twitter.
Yes.
Hao vijana wanapiga fujo kwa Twitter, sijui nini. There are very few compared to people at up country, si ndio? Kila mahali kuna reserves, watu wanaenda huko shambani, mashinani. Ruto can unveil the pole of steamer, nini hizo, afanye a tap of water, but that's a development to them. Mama, mtu aje wewe na steamer, if a transformer is unveiled next to him, si watampigia kura rais. Yeah, juu mambo ya Twitter, but the Twitter dragons, they will wait.
I'm just trying to imagine which strategy Ruto is going to come up 2027 so that to convince young people that this round, kwa sababu anaenda kutumia strategy gani kuja kutuconvince.
Let's give the time, the last 6 months, come mark my word, the last 6 to 8 months.
Yes.
Mtaona Ruto tofauti sana. Mtaona Ruto ambaye mtashangaa hii strategy, how did he pull the card? Unajua certain cards cannot be pulled now, it's too early, you can't reveal your cards. You know, game of poker, huwezi cheza kila poker, sio? What do you call?
Yeah, it is poker, ni poker, yes.
You can't throw
yes.
karata, huwezi rusha hivi mapema. You just hide 5 to 3. So how wacheze, the opposition can shout to at the end of the day, one or two will remain, the rest will scatter or they will be pulled aside. Who knew 2007 Kalonzo will stand alone? Kibaki will win katikati. Anajiapisha usiku. And what happened in 2007 is a lesson to be learned. I don't know if Kenya will repeat the same. If worst comes, maybe it can be a last card for Ruto, who knows? Things happen.
Okay.
Watu walijiapisha usiku. Sasa sijui atajiapisha wapi.
Oh yeah, lakini wewe sasa hawezi kujiapisha. Unajua time Gen Z bado walikuwa
Now,
wamechanuka.
what is this Gen Z that is special now when other times they were not there?
You know,
now the only time they are appearing is during Ruto's time. No.
It's a revolution.
From
it's
where?
A movement.
It's from which
It's
side?
a massive. Huh?
From where?
Something that...
By the way, these Gen Zs are led by former ministers, their sons and others from Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
They coined the term, and now other people think that it's a Gen Z, but behind the scene is young voters revolt from Mount Kenya under the brand name of, you have to give yourself, you can't say from Mount Kenya, but 99% are coming from the mountain side to revolt against. Others are joining the bandwagon, the others who are there, but led by the ministerial leg, the former minister of, I don't know, yule ambaye Kituri, Muturi's son was there. He was just a co-planners of those things.
The former
the agencies was just, others were using, because of the tax was our uniting factor. After the tax left,
yes.
Kwani agency sasa wako wapi?
Wametulia.
Watu washajua mchezo wa town. Hapa ni mchezo wa town. Tunachezewa watu wa pwani, wavue, waende baharini, si ndio? We do meaningful things, but mambo na agencies during Ruto's time they appear the most special as if they are fighting with Mzungu, Mau Mau fighters. But these are young Mau Mau or young tax. They are fighting with who? A person who is not relating to them, who is sitting the helm. So sometimes other people to be led is important. Yes, you used to lead us 40 years, 50 years, but if a Kalenjin is going to lead today, what about tomorrow Aluya? What about Akala Mijikenda?
Sure.
But if we don't have rights, others are dominating us. Sindio, itakuwa ni shida. When others are appearing, now we see the Gen Zs, next time we'll see Alpha Flani. But these coins are coming from where?
From Mount Kenya. That's not according to your opinion. To me, no, according to your opinion. But it's not true.
They're engineered from
because
somewhere.
I told you that during the Gen Z's revolution, people from Eldoret, are they from Mount Kenya? Those people from Eldoret, are they from Mount Kenya?
You know my videos, nilikataa wa Gen Zs. Just a story made up, and then they are led by behind the scene. They are being controlled. Even the Gachagua, the reason he was fired from the job was part of him. The engineering, so that ionekane Kenya kuna chomeka, majenzi hawataki. Yes, they were doing the right things, but they overdone it.
Your last word to our Gen Zs.
Yes, our Gen Zs, yes, you are a very important part of this country. You are part of the special people who are going to vote 2027. We want you to vote wisely. You should not you should not align to someone. Let's focus on development. If a leader is developing you, focus him. Let us stop name calling. Let us stop and seeing others in a bad angle while others are important. During Uhuru Kibaki's time, you never appeared. All of a sudden, you are appearing now under Ruto. What is special with Ruto? Yes, he's a different person from different region, but our Gen Zs, we want us to have equal justice, focus. For us who are marginalized counties, we really see in this government is trying its best, although our leaders are leading us behind in terms of the northern districts, northern frontier districts. But other marginalized areas here in the coast, we could see development in terms of the blue economy. The current minister, Joe, is really trying his best. We are seeing his work. But so Gen Z should focus on development. Let us stop petty things, petty demands, and let us vote wisely. And then vote whoever you feel. We vote whoever we feel. We respect one another. There's a time, if we don't respect each other's rights, we respect your rights, vote who you want as a Gen Z. Although the Gen Z is not there, but let's assume now
In
current
quotes.
in quotes is a Gen
Okay.
Zs, but
Thank-
as an individual.
Okay, thank you so much, director. Thank you so much for having time with us. I think that one was a nice conversation, and I hope we'll be having. Na usitupotele tafadhali,
I was
wanakupenda
having some
audience yetu.
projects,
They've been
inshallah,
asking
almost
for
done.
ways.
But November and December, I'll be available.
Okay,
Inshallah, we'll shoot more
okay.
content
Yeah.
as we see things. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for hosting me again.
Okay, thank you so much. For our audience, this is our able director for DOF Media Limited. Also, DOF Podcast is among the sponsors. Also, I want to recognize our sponsors. That is Imam Shafi and Bahari Group of Schools. Asanteni sana kwa kuhakikisha kwamba this show it is speaking. Also, to our director, the support has been good. We really say thank you. Our media consultant, Jackson Chacha, thank you so much. Mwinyi Athmani, the director, Jennifer Kadu, the camera person, and everybody who has made this show great. We really say thank you so much. Be blessed as we wait for another episode whereby I will be having a person from Haki Africa, that is Shupeta Mathias, on our next show. Don't miss. My name is Daniel Kehoro, and
Mr. Mohammed.